Thank you all for attending today's press conference as we formally welcome NaLyssa Smith, Myisha Hines-Allen, DiJonai Carrington, and Ty Harris to the Dallas Wings. Before we get started, I'd just like to make a special acknowledgement to our new partner, Albert, who is featured here not only on our media backdrops, but also our uniforms and our home court. I'd be remiss to not also thank WFAA, our new local broadcast partner, for being here today, as we overlook their studio, as well as Dallas Memorial Auditorium from up here in Reunion Tower. We'd also like to thank Monica Paul of the Dallas Sports Commission for her support today. The format for today's press conference is as follows. Wings Executive Vice President and General Manager Kurt Miller will make an opening statement before we open it up for questions. For those in person, just raise your hand and we'll get the mic over to you. For those on our Zoom, please use the raise hand function and we'll get to as many of you as possible. Following our Q&A, we'll have a couple photo opportunities for the players. And I'll now turn it over to Kurt.
Welcome. What a turnout. So thank you so much to the media and the tremendous turnout today. Really appreciate. Today is another momentum building moment in our franchise with a lot of really positive momentum currently. When I took the job, we talked about the momentum of the #1 draft pick. We talked about the momentum of retooling the front office, both on the business side and the basketball side. We talked about the upcoming new practice facility, state-of-the-art practice facility, and then ultimately the move to downtown Dallas with the arena right over our shoulders, the renovated arena. Such great momentum in our franchise right now. This is just one more moment in that momentum building for Dallas. I would be remiss not to talk about a lot of thank yous. First to Bill Cameron, our owner. The investment for this team is top notch. The desire for player experience to be the best in the league is from the top down, and you truly feel it. For someone that's been in 3 organizations within the league, the investment to create a player experience here in Dallas is top notch. To Greg Bibb, thank you for being the architect, the eyes of building this, what you have started here and are now allowing us to build upon is truly, truly special. And we really, really appreciate all that you do. I will tell you, Greg may be a designer in his future. Watching him interact with our 2 new buildings being designed, it's such fun activity, but Greg may be a designer in his future. To our players, really excited about their involvement in the process of free agency. A shout out to Enrique, who is with us today. Enrique, appreciate you being here. I will tell you, your partnership through the free agency was top notch. I could almost expect that phone call as announcements were being made around the league and free agency on what's next for us. I really, really appreciate the partnership and being able to bounce things off of you and your desire to attract other great players to Dallas. Enrique, I really appreciate you. To the staff, to the business staff, to the basketball staff, free agency is not done and executed by one person. It takes everybody rowing in the right direction and together. The business side of the operation really helping us with planning going into free agency, social, digital, all the work that went into free agency and the help. Can't thank you guys enough on the business side. To the basketball side, my partners in crime, Travis Charles and Jasmine Thomas, all the work we truly appreciate that went into just hundreds and hundreds of phone calls to agents, to players, back and forth with each other and our coaching staff to align as we were entering free agency. Can't thank you guys enough with the basketball staff. Special shout out to Chris Koklanis, our new head coach, and his staff. In attendance today, Camille Smith and Addison Lee, 2 members of the coaching staff. Appreciate you being here. And while not joining us here in person, as she has things being delivered here in Dallas today, but Nola Henry the most recent champion coach of the new Unrivaled League. So Noel Henry has arrived in Dallas. So excited for him. Congratulations. When we started this process, from the moment I got hired, we started talking about the needs going into the 25 season. After we hired Chris and his staff, those needs became more truly a vision of what we were aligned and in lockstep to try to go improve for the 25 season. Some of those areas and why we're here today was to improve shooting. And I could sit up here and talk about all four of these and all their accolades and all the four of these great players and list their accolades. But it comes through in the needs that we needed in this free agency. We wanted to improve shooting. Well, we brought Ty Harrison, who led the entire league in 23 in three-point shooting percentage. We brought post players in that can continue to help us stretch the floor. And obviously DiJonai, who's taken a huge step and continues to be emerging as one of the great two-way players in our league. We wanted to improve defense coming off of last year. Well, again, go back to DiJonai coming off an outstanding year defensively, arguably the best guard defender in all the league in 24, to bring her on board, to pair with us, to really, really be a lockdown defender was an important piece of what we were looking for in the offseason. We wanted to improve our post play and in post depth. We knew we had some holes, and to be able to go attract NaLyssa Smith and Myisha Hines-Allen was really, really important to us. And a fun fact, you pair those two with Tiara McCowan, they've already, all three, played on a team together internationally. So to bring those three back together, to team up, to help our post game was something that was very, very important to us in the offseason. We wanted to improve rebounding. Everybody talks about NaLyssa's short and successful career so far in the WNBA, but one of the statistics that people don't talk about nearly enough is 2 times in 3 years she's been in the top 6 in the entire league in rebounding. So we really feel great about NaLyssa bringing back that rebounding. Lastly was versatility. And these players all give us an opportunity to guard multiple positions, play different positions. All were a piece of this process. And then most importantly, after all was said and done, we talked over and over with the GMs, we talked with the coaching staff, and we felt most importantly was to add great character, great people in the locker room first and foremost, and then winners. And when you look at the 4 up here and you talk about winning, going down the line. Well, let's go with DiJonai and Ty coming from Connecticut. They played in the last 2 semifinals. DiJonai played in a Final Four in college. Ty won a national championship in college. DiJonai has known no less than a semifinals or final appearance in her 4 years, with 3 semifinal appearances and a finals appearance in the WNBA. Talking about national champions, NaLyssa Smith is also a national champion in her collegiate time, and we brought her back to Texas. And then lastly, Myisha Hines-Allen, also a Final Four finalist with Louisville, a finalist this past year in the WNBA in 2024. And this is the last time that we'll talk about the 2019 championship, because it's hard to talk about in front of Chris, Jazz, and I, but Myisha is a WNBA champion. So one of the needs for this team was to fill the locker room up with winners, and we did that. So with that said, with the warmest welcome to Dallas, our 4 newest additions.
We'll now open up for questions. For those in person, just use the raise hand function or just raise your hand. And we'll get the mic over to you if you just state your name and affiliation and who the question is for, and then raise hand function for our friends on Zoom. We'll go to Dorothy Gentry first.
Morning, ladies. Welcome to Dallas. Dorothy Gentry, D Magazine. For everybody, all 4 ladies, what are your expectations for the team and for yourself individually as you start a new chapter in each of your careers?
We'll go with Ty first.
For me, I just want to be better than last year. I just want to keep stacking years. Just show Dallas that I've grown from the first time I was here. For the team, I want to win. Simple as that.
Go, DiJonai.
Yeah, similar. Continue on that, I guess, winning streak. Make it into the playoffs. Just take that next step in my career as far as offensively, and just continue to develop defensively. And I feel like every year I've gotten better, and I just want to continue that trajectory.
Myisha.
Like they just mentioned, continuing to get better, on the court, off the court, and like Ty said, win some games.
And Liz.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Just do better than I did last year, improve in every field that I can, and of course win. That's the main thing, why we're all here.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to Dallas. Jacob Richmond, Lone Star Live. Question for Ty. You kind of mentioned it there. Last time you were here in Dallas, different look team, but can you talk about how you've progressed, you've grown, where people maybe wouldn't have seen your time in Connecticut?
Yeah, I mean, when I first came here, I came in the Wubble season, so everything was new to me. I was kind of a baby, just trying to find my legs, everything, my voice. But I feel like this year I've grown just leadership-wise, just knowing when to assert myself on the court, defense, and I just feel like I've grown just a lot, just as a person and as a player.
Hello, welcome to Dallas. This is Ivan with STWF Media, and this question is for NaLyssa. How do you feel coming to a team that has a need for a stretch 3-4, and what impact can you make immediately on a team?
I feel like just coming in and doing what I know to do, and just having, a great staff around me to help me improve in every field that I can. And, like you said, knowing that they need, a strong year in that position, that's what I'm here for. Sure.
Trying to get the mic over to Maya.
Hello, Maya Taylor with the Dallas Morning News. I was just wondering, what do you make of all of the developments surrounding the Wings with the new arena and practice facility and all of those things?
Is that for everyone? Who is that for?
Oh, that's for everyone. Sorry.
Go, Myisha first.
No, it's super cool. That's one of the things that attracted me to come to Dallas, was just the development, and also like the leadership and the ownership wanting to build something more here, not only for the city, for the fans, for the player experience. So I'm super excited to be a part of this.
Good with that.
My name is Christian.
Christian, go ahead.
All right.
My name is Christian. I'm here with Off the Record. My first question is for DiJonai. Coming from Connecticut, then Unrivaled, coming to Dallas, and Dallas has shown a commitment to bettering player comforts and things that you may not experience in your previous stop. How does that embody you as a player, and also off the court, just being you and doing what you love to do?
Yeah, I mean, quality of life. It's super important, especially, honestly, I feel like as a woman, being away from home, like in general, it's just important to have a really good quality of life. And I think that's something that I'm excited for in this new market, to be able to have different experience, to be in a different city, to have like a life outside of basketball. And like, obviously, it's a balance and you're here to play basketball, but at the end of the day, we're human, and basketball isn't our entire life, and it's important to be able to have that work-life balance. So I'm excited to be in a city where there's an opportunity to have that.
Dia Wall from WFAA. Welcome, ladies. Excited to have you all here in the city and the town. I have a two-part question. One, DiJonai and NaLyssa, let's talk about the drip you got on today. And also, how excited, I love the cowboy hat personally, but
Thank you.
how excited are you to have a wider reach and platform? We're really excited to have the partnership and have your games on our air. What does that mean to you ladies to have just that additional exposure to the community?
I mean, we PTSO all the time, so.
Oh, boy.
It is what it is. Thank you. And then the second one was what? How excited are we?
That's all you got?
Okay, you want to answer that one first? Go ahead.
No, you already answered it. We good.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. But the Wings have a partnership with my station. We are the ABC affiliate in town. How cool is it that all of your games are going to be broadcast to the local community so they can get exposure to the incredible basketball you women play?
I'll go with NaLyssa for that one.
I think it's gonna be huge for us. We appreciate what y'all are doing for us and just being able to get our games out to a lot more people and for the community. So it's gonna be good for us.
Diamond Forest here, Hoops with Dime. This question's for NaLyssa. NaLyssa, you didn't grow up too far from here, so how are the emotions like returning back to home? And I love the fit. It's giving Texas. It's giving.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Anytime I get to play in front of my family, all the time, I'm super excited for it. Now my grandpa get to come to games because he ain't never flew before. So yeah, so now he up the road. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to come out here.
Walt Chisholm, BFB, DFW. I guess a question for all ladies. What was your ultimate decision to decide to come to Dallas, especially DiJonai, for you to bring lockdown over here to Dallas too?
To bring what?
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start. Look, I was a restricted free agent, so I wasn't in complete control, but the cards fell how they did, and God got a plan, and I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. So, we're all here. Obviously, I've played with Ty, I've played with NaLyssa. I haven't played with Myisha, but, everything is meant to be how it is. So I'm just excited, and like I said, I'm going to bring that seatbelt season here, too. It's going to continue. That's right.
If I could jump in there and talk about that. When you look at building this roster, there's three ways typically that you build. You build through trades, you build through free agency, and you build through the draft. We have an exciting draft coming up, but what was most important as we headed into free agency was, could we pull off a trade? And what would true free agency look like and attract star players here? And this group up here is a part of the largest trade in the history of the WNBA, and it was hours and hours and hundreds of phone calls to get everything aligned. And what was remarkable about it is we had some non-negotiables, and as we talked with a club, Ty Harris had to be in the deal, or the deal was done. The deal was going to be done if NaLyssa Smith wasn't in the deal. Now, DiJonai had a little bit of control over her process. Fortunately, Chris has coached her. We drafted her. If you look at that 21 draft, I would argue that if you redraft that draft class right now, and lots of people want to talk about it, she would be the #1 draft pick in 2021. Fortunately, she could see herself in Dallas, and we pulled off the sign and trade with Connecticut. And so those three are all trades. And then Myisha, it was a war, it was a battle. And I think I called Chris multiple times and said, I think we just lost her. Ultimately, we got to the finish line first, and really happy that Myisha believed in our vision, believed in what Dallas is building, believed in the commitment to players and players' experience. And so really special. And we combine this group with Enrique, Tierra McCowan, Maddie Sechrist, and the other acquisitions that we have and the upcoming draft. It's an exciting time.
Now, remember, I told you I'm going to call you Captain Kurt.
Yes.
So does it feel like you've hit a home run in free agency and coming into the #1 pick this season, this coming to ball season?
How about them apples for the #1 pick? Yeah, it's just exciting. It started with Enrique and the partnership. It starts with the synergy with the basketball staff, my relationship with Chris, and a lot of that staff. The partnership that I have with Travis Charles and Jasmine Thomas in alignment, which I think is the deepest GM bucket in the league. There's just so much momentum. So I'm really excited about these four. I recruited Ty in high school. I have a relationship still with her family. It took a detour for a long, long time, but we're finally together. And, again, DiJonai made us look really, really smart in Connecticut when we drafted her. So, yes, does it feel like a home run? Sure, but you don't win on paper. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. I can't wait to support this coaching staff, which I think is elite. And not long, we're going to get to work.
Hi, all. Welcome to Dallas. Joey Mistretta with Clutch Points. My question's for all of you. I'll start with NaLyssa. I know she's here, but what is the excitement level about playing with Arike Ogunbowale, joining forces with a star like that?
Oh, I'm super excited, super excited. I've been a fan of her game since college, and, I like dogs. I like people that could just get out there and just hoop. So that's the type of, players I like to play with, so it's going to be, super fun. Everybody.
We got Myisha, you got anything to add?
Going down the line. Well, I'm super excited. I played with her my first 3 years here, and our relationship goes beyond the basketball court. So super excited to get back with her. One of the toughest to guard, one of the best scorers in the league. So I'm super excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little sneak peek in 2-on-2. Just seeing her rock out and do her thing, she's a hooper, through and through. And I think that's not, everybody don't hoop like that, where you can just literally roll the ball out and get a bucket. And I feel like that's what's exciting, to be able to play alongside of that. And like Ty said, we've played against her and gone back and forth on who's the matchups and this and that. Are we gonna switch and yada yada? But to be able to have that on our side now is gonna be great, because like she said, she's one of the hardest people in the league to guard. So glad we don't have to do that no more.
Well, I didn't have to switch on to her, so I'm cool with that. But no, yeah, another reason why I came here is just to play with her. All WNBA type of players. So just super excited to be teammates now.
Move over to the Zoom. We'll go to Howard Megdal.
Congratulations and welcome to all of you. I've got one for Myisha and Kurt, one for you, if I could. Myisha, to start with you, welcome to Dallas. You obviously have established yourself in the league in a way, and in terms of years, where NaLyssa is still doing that, only a few years into her career. And I'm wondering, what have you seen of NaLyssa's game, and where do you think she can get to with her game?
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's always room to improve. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the league for. There's always room to improve. And we played together, 2 years ago in Turkey. Just to see her growth every year so far, even in college. I remember the first time we were teammates in Turkey. She was she had, I don't know how, she still had my number, but it was from a Louisville trip, or what was it? She came for a visit to Louisville or something like that, so she had my number through that. But just to see her growth from college to now the pros, now I'm super excited to just be teamed up with her again. Like Kurt mentioned, her rebounding is phenomenal, but I think one-on-one basketball with her is another player. You just roll out the ball and she can go get a bucket too. So super excited to be teamed up with her again.
I appreciate it. And Kurt, for you, DiJonai and Ty obviously seem to offer complementary skills, and we saw last year in the lineups with the two of them, they were a +4 in net rating. I'm wondering, when you see the two of them, do you see an opportunity? Obviously, these are not your calls as the GM rather than the head coach, so a different seat for you. But to play with Arike, do you see that sort of a 3-guard lineup? I know, which is something you've used to a lot of success in both Connecticut and LA. Or do you see them as operating as changes of pace with Arike?
Yeah, Howard, I'll defer to Chris now on the X's and O's, but as we talked about roster construction, thinking about those three, playing with Arike and knowing that, both Ty and DiJonai are coming off career years and the momentum that they have going. And hearing through the process of free agency, the desire for Nay to be considered more than just a defender and a great transition offensive player, but the growth in the half court when it slows down in huge games in the semifinals and finals. She just has the ability to become one of the great two-ways. And then Ty's ability to play on or off the ball. So you saw that in Connecticut with her shooting ability and a team that could put the ball in AT's hands and she could play off the ball, but she's still a really good pick-and-roll point guard. You know, Dawn Staley puts people in the pros, period, from South Carolina. I'm not sure that she glowed more about a player in all my years of calling her and asking about her prospects going into the draft than Ty.
Appreciate you all. Thank you.
We'll stay with the Zoom and go to Rob.
Thank you. My question goes for Myisha, DiJonai, Ty, and NaLyssa. You know, what's your message to Dallas Wings fans who have ardently supported this team and are eager to see the team return to the playoffs and also compete for a championship starting this year?
Go to Ty first.
Super excited. I feel like we have a bunch of players that, you know, fly under the radar. So I feel like we're here to make a statement and just make something happen, really. I'm super excited about the season just to see what we can do. We're all young. I feel like it's going to be fast-paced, getting up and down the court, shooting, whatever. The highlight plays. That's what we are, highlights.
Go DiJonai.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about in the beginning, all four of us up here are winners, and that's the mentality that we're bringing here is the winning mentality, and above all, like that's what we're trying to do. Obviously, do it the right way, but I mean, we're here to win, and that's what I think the fans can get excited about and expect.
Liz.
I'm super excited to meet everybody. You know, just to get to play in front of a new crowd, new environment. I mean, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see everybody.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're on the same page here.
We'll go to Jackie Powell next.
Hello, everyone. Congrats on just, being here and everything getting done. Just a couple for Kurt, if I can. Going back to Ty, you noted that she was essentially a non-negotiable in trades. Why did you place so much value on her? And what is it about her skill set that, really stood out?
Yeah, I think it encompasses a lot, Jackie. I appreciate the question. First, that message was driven very loudly from our new head coach. I could get behind that because I have such a long-standing relationship with Ty through back in our Indiana days. And I just know the character of her and her family and what she stands for. And the never too high, never too low play on the court was something that resonated with us that you need. Her versatility to play on and off the ball, her size at her position, everything, that went into it. There was just so much that we needed. We needed to add some three-point shooting. We needed to add versatility to our lineup. And so she became very much a non-negotiable as trades played out in the league and discussions continued. And I'm telling you, hundreds of discussions. She became absolutely a non-negotiable and had to be a part of the deal.
And to follow up, obviously we know that most of the league is on one-year deals due to a new CBA coming in 2026. So I'm just curious if you could explain a little bit what your strategy was in attacking free agency with knowing the fact that the league's going to become the wild, wild west in 2026.
Yeah, I think insight to what we were thinking is try to sign players that were hungry, were in the prime of their careers. If you look at our roster, we'll still have one of the youngest rosters in the league. We do not have a 30-year-old on our roster, but we have a lot of people in what we believe are the prime of their careers, that 26 to 30, that 27 to 30-year-olds. And it's up here on this table, multiple players coming off career years. So there was a mindset of trying to get players in the prime of their career, youthful, but re-signable. You know, is there a connection here in Dallas? For some of them up here, absolutely. We're committed to creating a tremendous player environment. They're going to see a shovel in the ground in the season on our state-of-the-art practice facility with a renovated arena coming. So, you know, all that momentum to have a great year and build the desire to want to be back here and do something in Dallas. And I'll remind you, the fourth largest media market in the United States. It's a great place. Loud and clear for all the people on Zoom. It is a great place for all players to want to come to.
Thank you.
Go to Zach Smith next.
Yeah, thanks. This is Zach Smith. I'm down here with the Waco Tribs. So this is for DiJonai and NaLyssa. I guess, how cool is it to be close by to a place where you had success and have that fan base once again behind you?
I think it's super cool. We see a lot of Baylor fans when we are on the road on Dallas games, so now we get to see them more often. So I think it's going to be great. They always bring a good crowd for us, and it's always a good environment. So.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting just to be back in Texas and have, like, I don't know, that's kind of like a nostalgic feeling just being here and playing in this state. So it's going to be fun.
And then I have one follow-up here for NaLyssa. You had 1 year with Coach Nikki Collin, and I know that she has a lot of WNBA experience and a WNBA kind of style of coaching. I'm curious if that gave you any boost to your WNBA career. How did that 1 year with her help you?
Absolutely. She was a great coach for me. I feel like she made my transition a lot smoother. She was a great X's and O's coach. She kind of prepared me and helped me like get on the right track to prepare for the league. So I definitely, appreciate Nikki for everything that she, introduced to me going into the league.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
We got our friend Fran up next. Go ahead, Fran.
Hello, Fran Harris, Dallas Wings. My question's for DiJonai. Given the environment that you're playing in now in the off season, right? So there's usually no place to play stateside when you're not playing in the WNBA. What's it like to be in this environment where there's so much activity and so much going on in the off season opportunities for you?
Can you say that again? I'm a little confused.
I can't. Yeah, so lots of opportunities. There haven't been stateside opportunities for WNBA players to play in the States versus going overseas. Mm-hmm. What's it feel like to have all this opportunity around you, specifically being able to stay in the off season in the States?
It's great. I didn't love my experience overseas. So it's also like, it's always great to be able to stay here and still play. It's different just training in the off season than it is to be able to play and get up and down and actually have competition. So I think it's amazing, all these different leagues between Unrivaled, Athletes Unlimited, and whatever's to come next. I think it's great and it's what we need. Overseas isn't for everybody, and I'm grateful that there's opportunities now for us to stay here and still be able to, like I said, get up and down and still be prepared going into camp.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Time for one more on the Zoom. We'll go Brad Lake.
Yes, hello everyone. Ladies, congratulations. Can any of you speak to the love and support either in person or on social media from the fans and how excited they are to have you in Dallas?
We're super excited. I guess I could speak on behalf of everybody, but we're excited to be here. A lot of us chose to be here, and it's a great environment for everybody. We got a winning culture. We have a great staff, so I think we're all just super excited to get started and get into training camp and get to work.
Thank you, guys. We're now gonna take some photos with your jerseys, and Kurt, I'll get you a ball.
Oh, James, sorry, standing up.
Watch your head.
James has a question.
Oh, you're good. You need to.